there, it's Amelia and I'm back with another video. Specifically, we are doing my Skillshare earnings report. This is a report that's I think super long overdue and people have been asking about it, and one of the reasons I haven't really reported on it is because I've been like hyper focused on other aspects of the things I'm doing here online. But looking at the time and looking at my last report, I thought, let's do it. So the plan is to show you just how much I made, why that number is what it is, or isn't, and my plans for Skillshare in the future. Oh yeah, and hit the like button. That helps me a lot. And rather than make you wait to the end of the video to get the punchline, I'm just gonna tell you right now how much I made on Skillshare from when I started until now, and if you wanna hang around to see whatever else I have to talk about, you're welcome to. Drum roll, please. $5,249. Now for some folks that might be like mind-blowingly a lot, and other folks are gonna be like, eh. And for me, it's a combination of both of those things. I'm both excited about that number to see that that number has grown as much as it has, and also kind of because I know that I could have done a lot more to make that number significantly more impressive. So let's first talk about the things that I did that were good. One, I got started, right? I didn't sit around and think, oh, should I or shouldn't I do it? I just did it. I got there and I made something, and maybe it wasn't the best something that I ever made, but everything that I have done since getting started has been at least a little bit better. So I gotta pat myself on the back for that. Another thing that I think I did a pretty decent job of is improving the quality of each course, each module, each thing that I did. Felt like I just did a little bit better over time. Now, if you go to my Skillshare page, and the link will be in the description, if you watch any of that content, I don't think that you will be blown away by it. Because the truth is, when I started on Skillshare, and this is back at the end of 2018, so these earnings are basically just about over 2 years worth of time spent on the platform. I have come leaps and bounds in 2 years. My Skillshare courses, they're cringe-worthy, but we all have to start somewhere, right? And that is where I had to start from. So ultimately, really, it comes down to the things that I did that were good. There's not actually that many of them. The things that I did that were good was, 1, I got started. 2, I did better with each course. And 3, I guess the last thing I did that was good was that I posted more than one thing, right? I posted multiple courses over time. And those 3 things together are the result of why it is that the account balance that I've earned over time was over $5,000. So what did I not do that well? And well, how long do you have? Because I could literally talk about this for hours. One of the major fails is that I definitely should have continued to focus on Skillshare. When I started on Skillshare, I was also trying to grow YouTube and to grow blogs and to do all of this stuff. So there's really no surprise that things didn't just grow massively. I needed to go to Skillshare and to post more there. I needed to create more there because 1, I needed to get better, right? I needed to practice the craft of really doing it. And 2, I needed to put more content in my library for people to watch. You earn on Skillshare based upon the number of minutes consumed. So naturally, the more minutes, for the most part, you have out there, the more likely that somebody will stumble across it and at least watch some of it. Now, secondary to that, I want to say that I needed to continue to work on improving my content, and that would have it would have come from, it would have resulted from me going on the platform more often and publishing more stuff. But I got distracted. I let shiny object syndrome grab me and hang on to me. And as a result, I definitely did not make the progress that I would like to be back here reporting. So if I could go back 2 years to when I started on Skillshare, there's 2 things that I would wish I had done. 1 is just posted consistently every week, which is the max that you can create and post. I wish I would have done that for at least an entire year, that I could have a library of 50 courses that people could consume, could potentially earn me money while I go off and do other things. The other thing I honestly wish that I had done was taken advantage of the Skillshare free trial, and not just to look, using the trial to find courses maybe to emulate or to get ideas, but that I had actually just sat down and watched them. Not just the good ones, not just the mediocre ones, but even the bad ones. I would have paid a lot more attention to the thumbnails. I would have paid a lot more attention to the intro videos. I would have looked more carefully at the presentation styles and the way things are organized. But ultimately, I think I was just too excited to get started, because before I got started, I definitely did sign up for the free trial and watched a couple of things, and I thought, like, I could do this, like, let's get in it. I think that if I had done that, my initial product would have been dramatically better, and I think overall the whole business would be in a better place. For me, I am massively motivated by progress, by earning money. So I think that if I had seen like positive changes in the financial side, that I would have stuck with it. So I probably earned consistently a couple $100s a month for the last 2 years from Skillshare. And at this point, I rarely go on the platform. I'm not actively posting there. I think I may have posted 1 or 2 times last year, but for the most part, when I am earning revenue from Skillshare, it's from content that I created almost 2 years ago. So so as far as like passive income, this is kind of it. I posted stuff a couple years ago and then they just send me money. But ultimately, if I had done a better job, it could have been more. So my future plans for my Skillshare account is actually to get back to it and create more content, but I don't want to dabble. My plan actually is, once I get some of my other projects that I'm working on, the current website I'm building, and then YouTube in a good place, I want to just sit down and focus, maybe for as long as a couple of months, on just creating content for Skillshare. So then again, I can turn towards my other projects and let Skillshare, let that content over there do what it is going to do, and then I can get on earning with my other projects. So down in the description, you're going to find a couple of things. One is a link to a video I did a couple months ago, which chronicles like all the mistakes, or a lot of the mistakes that I made, which includes getting like content strikes and almost losing my account. If you're thinking about getting started on Skillshare, I do recommend that you check that out, because just don't make my mistakes, okay? Just use my experience to make your experience better. The other thing that I'm posting is a couple of examples of courses that if you were going to go on Skillshare and you were going to take advantage of their free trial, that you could watch to help make your courses better, so that you could start like way above where I got started. The first one is actually about teaching an amazing Skillshare class, and I am ashamed to say that I didn't even watch anything like this. Like, I just assumed that I could do it, and I did, but in hindsight, I wish that I had done just a little more research. The next one is one about video editing, and if you look at my YouTube channel, you will see that I'm still working on this. And if I could go back again, I would have used that trial to just consume everything possible about video editing. And finally, the last thing I'm going to link to is actually one of my courses, and it's about recording voiceovers using Audacity. It's about recording a podcast with Audacity, but you could also use it to record the voiceover if you were going to use a screen share or slides or something that doesn't involve your face for your first initial courses, because sometimes when you're jumping into doing video, it can be like really hard to show this when you're not used to showing this. And that actually was me in the beginning with Skillshare. I was not confident enough to be on camera myself. Like, I didn't mind talking, but you could not have paid me at that point to put my face on the camera. And the link is in the description if you do want to jump in and try Skillshare for free to see if it's a platform that fits for you. I really do recommend that you do the free trial before you decide to become a teacher, because I swear you will learn so much about what to do, and then potentially like learn from my mistakes about what not to do. On the screen right now, you should see 2 things. One of those things should be my Skillshare Oops video, which chronicles my mistakes, and then another video that YouTube thinks you will enjoy. Check it out. Was YouTube right? Is that a video that you would enjoy? If so, let me know in the description. I'm curious to see what it is that YouTube is up to.